Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your...
I am so fucking sore. Hold on, let me turn this up. Oh, God. Even doing that hurts. I got a little floor fan down at my feet and just leaning down to turn that off. Jesus Christ. I feel like an old man. A couple things happened this week. One, my dad created my soreness, a little bit of my soreness. I'm going to give him about 35% of the blame of me being sore. The other 65% I'm going to blame on my neighbors. My new neighbors. I'll get into my dad's story here in a little bit because it was a pretty serious incident that, you know, if times were a little bit different or, you know, was a Final Destination type deal, he would have been gone. He would have been dead. And I'll dive into that here in a little bit. That's your teaser. So my neighbors, my new neighbors that live behind us, Angie and New Nathan, he is a marksman, pistol, does competitions, you know, with the pistol. Bing, 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 bing. So he's got 3 acres behind us, kind of butts up on the backside of our property and, you know, so on and so forth. So he wants to make sure he's doing the responsible thing. He wants to put a backstop for his pistol shooting. Now, his property, once it gets to the back, it kind of tapers down into like a stream or not a ditch, because ditch is man-made. Like a stream or just a runoff. And so we built with railroad ties, this big, huge 10-foot wall that goes up well past my shoulders, by the way. That's why I'm so sore. So I agreed. I said, hey, you know, I can help you. Yeah. His wife talked me into it. You know, Travis, can you come over and help Nathan put this stuff, bring it around, because we have to access your property and your neighbor, whose name is Nathan as well, Old Nathan, New Nathan. Old Nathan is the airline pilot. Yes, and I've got a story about him too. So stick around for that one, because that gets interesting as well. So I said, okay, let me reach out to my neighbor, Old Nathan. Hey, we're going to need access to the backside of your property. Is that fine? Oh, yeah, that's fine. No problem. What are you doing back there? I said, well, we're building a backstop for a gun range. And he kind of goes, oh, all right. Well, that's new. So it's going to be bullets flying in my neighborhood, in my in my acreage back there as the kids are walking around and stuff. No, that's why we're building a backstop. Oh, all right. So these railroad ties, he had 16 of them. I think 16. I lost count after 2. And they weigh 180 pounds each on average. So it could be a little bit less. It could be a little bit more. That's how averages work. But they're 10 foot long. So I agreed, because I have a tractor, I agreed to go down with my tractor. And I was thinking that we're going to put them in the bucket and drive them around and, you know, bing, bang, boom, build the wall. I got to thinking, I was like, that's not going to happen. So I've got an open trailer, 8x12, open trailer. I said, why don't we just, you know, like I'm a teenager. Why don't me and you, New Nathan, grab these things, because he's young. I think he's 44, 45 years old. He's somewhere around there. He's young. I said, why don't me and you and I just hump these things into this trailer like we're throwing freaking hot dogs down the street or something like that. You know what I mean? He's like, those things are heavy. I said, If they're 180 pounds, I'm grabbing 90, you're grabbing the other 90. Let's do it. We're big guys. I'm a little bit bigger than he is, tall-wise. I think he's like 5'11", probably he's a healthy guy. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to guess his weight. It's kind of weird, guys guessing weight. What are you, fucking 250, 265? What are you, fucking queer? Get off me. So he's a fit guy. So we start grabbing him. And, oh, Jesus Christ. Going from a stack on the ground into the trailer, not a big deal. Get in the tractor, and the reason why we're using the tractor is because, like I said, we'll throw 8 of them in there, so do the math. Let's say they're 200 pounds each. I'm pulling 1,600 pounds. I need a vehicle that can pull that. I don't want to bring my truck out there, my Chevy Silverado 2500 series. It's too big to get where we need to be, so I've got my Kubota tractor out there. 3500 series on that one. If you're keeping score at home. Okay, he's got a side-by-side, he's got a Bobcat lawnmower, and now the tractor's in this formula. All right, so there you go. We can figure out his net worth after that. So I drive the tractor around, and if you know anything about tractors, even if you don't, tractors do not go fast. On medium speed, because it's a low, medium, high, I think I top out at like 4 miles an hour. So I've got to go out of his neighborhood. This is the area that I run on. Out, down the road to my house, through my property, shoot out behind the barn, and then I've got a clearing where we can kind of access each other's property if we need to get heavy machinery back there. I jump on old Nathan's property, and I drive down another, it feels like a quarter mile, but it's probably 500 feet. So I'm driving down there. And we get there. Now, where he wants to build this, of course, I can't get the trailer nowhere near it because it's all woods, it's all trees, it's all everything down there. There is a drive path down there, but I mean, I can only do so much. So we're taking them off one at a time, plopping them on the ground, and stacking them up straight up and down. Now he's got 2 pillars up there, 4x4, 12 foot tall, that we're leaning, that's holding them up, I guess you would say. So we get the first 5 down. Boom. All right, that was good. Boom. That was good. Boom. 5. 5 times we did that. And then I'm like going, okay, we're about hip height now. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep throwing them on top? Or let's rack them, stack them robots type deal? Well, yeah, if you want to do it, let's do it. I said, all right, if you want to do it, I'll do it. No, if you want to do it, I'll do it. No. If you want to do it, fuck it. We're doing it. Come on. We're going. Grab it. Number 6. And you're starting to get up around our belly buttons. And I'm like, oh, God. I can feel my back twinging. Got all 8 of them stacked up. Came up to right underneath my rib cage. So now we've got another 8 to go. I said, okay, you want to finish this off? He goes, if you got time. I said, I got all the time in the world up until 2 o'clock. We start at noon. Drove around again. Through the next 7. Of course, the last 7 or last 8 were on the bottom. So they're the ones that have been soaking up water. They've been sitting out there for, I don't know, a month or 2. So they're just the heaviest. So when average of 180, these are probably more than 180. So we're throwing them on there, put them on the truck, drive around, back around, back around. Now, you want to stack them? He's like, if you can do them, I can do them. All right. Now, little backstory on this gentleman here, New Nathan. I see his wife more than I see him. And the reason why I say that is because her house is on my run path. She stays at home. They have their own business. She answers the phone out of the house. She has an office in her house. She does paperwork. She does all the ordering. She does all that stuff out of her house. So she's home all the time. He's out in the field working with his employees. They do a crawl space job. I'm not sure exactly what it is. If you got a wet crawl space, he goes in there and dries them out. He does filters and stuff. I don't know what he does, but he's up underneath houses. So he's doing like job site stuff. So I see her more than I see him. And then when I see him, I'm like, oh, hey man, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? You doing all right? Yeah, doing all right. Everything's good. All right, cool. So here I am. This is the longest him and I have had contact with each other since they've moved in. And they've moved in now 2 years now. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't want to push out on him. I want to be the alpha. I'm not the alpha, but I want to be, competitive with him. So you ready? We're lifting him up. Are you ready? Yes. 3, 2, 1. And he does like a dead man lift, and he pushes his up, gets it right around his chest, gets his hands up underneath. If you're watching us here on the YouTube video, you can see everything that we do here on the show over on our This Is 50 on YouTube. He's got it right here, right about his chest. And I'm like, all right, go. And I go, okay, go. Then we stack it. I'm like, all right, let's do another one. We did another 4, and we're literally above our heads with these 200-pound plus fucking railroad ties, dropping them into place. And I'm like, that's it, man. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do any more. My back is twinging. He goes, is it like a pain that you feel? I said, no, it's like I'm going to black out. That I don't know if it's the pain that's so bad that it takes my breath away, or it's because I've exerted so, and then you're like, oh, I feel a little lightheaded, and have that thing conk you on the head, and boom, you're dead on the ground. So we did it. Then we were all said and done. He's like, I got 80 sandbags. Jesus Christ. Let's do it. I'm here for the long haul. Let's do it. 80 sandbags at 50 pounds a piece. Split that up, 2 sets of 40, we're doing now that back there. So at the end of the day, we wrapped it up around 2:30. And the reason why I'm telling you this whole story about me being sore and everything, and of course what happened to my dad, and I'll get into that here in a little bit. His wife, both of them together actually, go get massages. Like, from I don't know if she's licensed. I don't know if she's got, permits. Do you need permits for that? Like you're building a building or something? You need to come see my massage therapist. I'll buy you and your wife, or I'll buy you a package. 2 hours of massage for your back and stuff for thanking you to do this. Because, she's trying to hand me money. And I'm like, going, no. I said, we're all friends. We're all neighbors. I don't need money for this. Well, what about the tractor, the diesel for the diesel for the tractor? I said, we barely use a quarter of a tank. I said, I got 2 10-gallon things at the house, or 5-gallon things at the house. I said, don't worry about it. We're good. And I said, and Nathan spoke up. He goes, if you need anything from us, just let us know. I'm like, yeah, that's how neighbors work. That's how it works, Sort of, unless you get screwed over. So his wife goes, I'll get you a massage package for you. And I said, I appreciate it. I really do. But, and I'll tell you what that but was when we come back, because they kind of look at me like, really? You gotta, okay, pussy. So I'll dive into what that big butt is when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. All right, everyone watching us on the live stream. Oops, sorry. See you later. You can watch the whole video coming up here later on this afternoon, probably this weekend. So thanks for watching. Check out the whole video over on our channel. Make sure you subscribe, please. I need one more person. That's all I need. All right, guys. Bye.